Jeopardy for next week.
We'll save the Jeopardy for next week. We're going to attempt to make a video version of this after show. So if you're now listening to it on Patreon, there might be a video to go along with it, and that'll be fun too.
So that'll be like a unlisted video or something?
Currently unlisted, yeah. So nobody's going to join the
right. But like, so just the Patreon people will have the link to it
unless they share it.
Unless they share it.
But who would do that?
Who would do that?
So many people.
Maniacs would do that.
Put it on Vimeo.
All right. So welcome to the after show. We're going to do a review game.
All right.
This is going to be from the September 1999 issue of Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine that has the Dreamcast on the cover. Because, $99.99. Big day.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
So it was the Dreamcast cover, but we're not concerned with that. We're concerned with the review crew reviews. So, Phil, you're going to be up first.
Okay.
This one is for the Nintendo 64.
Oh, okay.
And I randomized these, so I had no way.
Okay.
I in no way stacked the deck. You don't believe me.
So clearly this is something that I should know immediately.
No.
Yep.
Not necessarily. Yeah. I have to be honest. Last week, I didn't much care for blank. The creatures were kind of neat, but most of the time,
oh boy,
the whole thing just seemed too silly for me. Well, now that I've played blank, I might just have to get into the blank phenomenon. See, I thought blank was going to be a waste of my time. I was very wrong. I wanted to keep playing again and again, finding secrets and snapping shots of blank.
Oh, for God's sake.
Blank.
I knew it.
Is it Pokemon Snap?
Blank is worth looking into.
Yeah. Is it Pokemon Snap?
Hold on. Well, I don't even think well, maybe it goes.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
I heard it. Completely randomized, Greg.
It's Pokemon Snap.
Completely randomized.
To be fair, I would have gotten that too. But
I would hope so.
Yeah.
All right, Greg.
This
one is for the PlayStation.
This better not be some obscure. It's going to be some obscure PlayStation game.
Maybe. For PlayStation 1. Blank has been made kid-friendly. The clever radio show dialogue has been cut substantially. Apparently, Blank thought the chatter contradicted the cartoony nature of the game. Now, you've got a cute, slightly aged-looking, level-based 3D shooter. You won't have much trouble getting through the levels or beating the bosses. It's been watered down enough for the average 9-year-old to handle. Even so, you may want to rent Blank first.
I think I don't know about the title right. Twisted Metal Small Brawl.
Oh
no, sorry, that's incorrect.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Did I
get that title right, Phil? I did, right?
Yeah, Small Brawl. Yeah,
Small Brawl. I forgot they even made that.
Yeah. Well, that was the one that was actually good because it was single track.
Right.
Because single track did not make Twisted Metal 3 or 4.
Right.
And those were both
not great.
Yeah. It says 3D shooter.
3D shooter.
3D shooter.
Now you've got a cute, slightly aged looking, level based 3D shooter.
3D shooter. I have no idea. No guess.
Well, the answer is Tiny Tank.
Oh, you know what? I actually was going to say Tiny Tank at first, but
Yeah.
3D
because
shooter.
I think they reference the radio chatter and how it's more kid friendly.
Yeah.
They're referencing the beta of the game,
They're mentioning, they're the
which
beta of the game and the version that EGM previewed.
right. Which I mean, and I knew that because I had that beta too, and I remember when the final version came out, they had really watered it down.
Oh, really?
Then I'm thinking, well, why would they reference that in the review? So,
And I think they mention it in
That
every
irritates me.
single review.
really,
Oh, really?
Every single review.
I mean, it was really noticeable when you played the final version.
Yeah.
They even to the point that the bleeps that they had, which they had in the original dialogue as well, they
Mhm.
extended them to cover like the beginning and end of every word.
Right, so you really couldn't
So
tell.
it was really clear that you couldn't. Yeah.
Huh.
Oh well,
Yeah.
that's
Weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Phil.
Okay.
I hate you.
Some
I
other-
swear to God, I randomized these.
Is it Pokemon Stadium?
That's. It's gonna be. It's gonna be.
No, that would be funny.
Please just ding the bell. Let's move on.
Is it Goemon's Great Adventure?
All right, it is for the Nintendo 64.
Okay.
It's official.
Oh.
Blank is no longer cool.
Oh.
Take a franchise and milk it enough, and it just gets boring. Ask Blank. Blank still says the same stuff. He still does the same stuff. And just because it's a third-person game doesn't mean there's any real innovation when it comes to design. The edgy imagery is a refreshing change, especially in an N64 game, but the gameplay itself is infuriating. Why no frickin' checkpoints in the levels, huh? Huh? That's the review.
Huh? Huh?
Huh?
Says huh twice.
What year
Says
was
huh
this?
twice.
This was
1999.
99.
Yeah.
Blank is no longer cool. Milk a franchise enough. Gex 3, Enter the Gecko. Was Gex 3 Enter the Gecko?
Yes,
Was it?
I think so.
But
What,
it's not that.
okay, can you read the review again?
It's official. Blank is no longer cool. Take a franchise and milk it enough, and it just gets boring. Ask Blank. Blank still says the same stuff. He still does the same stuff. And just because it's a third-person game doesn't mean there's any real innovation when it comes to design. The edgy imagery is a refreshing change, especially in an N64 game, but the gameplay itself is infuriating. Why no frickin' checkpoints in the levels, huh? Huh?
I want to say it's a Duke Nukem game, but I can't remember if any of those third-person ones came out on the N64. And honestly, I can't remember the names of any of those third-person ones.
That's great.
It's not Duke Nukem 64 because that was still first person. Crap. There was Planet of the Babes and crap. I don't know. I'll just say Planet of the Babes.
Well, it's not Planet of the Babes, but it is Duke Nukem 0 Hour.
0 Hour.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, who are we up to now?
Greg's turn.
Greg. Yeah,
Yep.
Greg. All right, Greg. This one's for PlayStation 1.
Duke Nukem Planet
And by
of the
the way,
Babes.
that Duke Nukem review, it got a 5.0 from John Davison.
Yeah.
Review. All right, this one's for PlayStation 1. Add one part blank, and stir. It works, but not well. Primarily based on fighting, you can't leave a screen until you've vanquished all the enemies, even if you're backtracking to find health. They reappear too, so you can't run past enemies you've already faced. Control is sluggish, so it doesn't respond when you need it most for blocking attacks from multiple enemies. Not horrible, but the fighting engine could have been much better.
Fighting Force.
Incorrect.
Ugh. That was a good guess, though. Ninja.
Mm.
No.
I'm sorry, it was Soul of the Samurai.
Ugh.
I don't even know what that is.
Kind of
No.
Konami game. It got a 4.5 for me. I wrote that review.
Oh, that's why it was impossible to tell what it was.
That's right. All right, Phil. Last round. Last round. You're in the lead with one.
Yay!
Yeah. All right. This one is for PlayStation 1.
I'm in the lead with one, and it was a game made by the company I work for. So this is a real bang up of a quiz right here. Okay.
Yeah.
What is this for?
PlayStation 1.
PS1. Okay.
Blank certainly takes its time getting going, but things eventually pick up. The Blank cloned monster mixing gameplay is ultra deep, rewarding, and maybe a bit boring at times. Battles do get tedious. As you've no doubt heard, the game packs sweet, stylized visuals. I wish there was a second CD so the developers could have crammed in more FMV. You can even keep playing after you beat the game, although by that time I'd had enough.
Jade Cocoon.
It is
What?
Jade Cocoon.
Really?
Did you get that?
Jade Cocoon. Wow.
Look at that.
Amazing. That got a 7.0 from Crispin Boyer.
So I picked up that it was a kind of Pokemon ripoff.
I had no idea
Yes.
Jade Cocoon was a Pokemon
It
ripoff.
was the monster mixing. Yes.
Monster mixing. So it's a Pokemon ripoff.
Yeah.
And
in fact,
starting
the Blank was Pokemon cloned monster mixing gameplay. Yeah.
started talking about the kind of the styling, the visual style of the game, because that was the one that was Studio Ghibli worked on that, right?
That's right. You're right.
Yes.
It
And
was.
then when he was like, "Oh, I wish there was a second disc, so we got more cutscenes," I'm like, "That's got to be the Studio Ghibli game." Jade Cocoon.
There you go.
Nice.
Biggity bam, the stage goes down.
All right, Greg.
Yeah.
This one's worth 5
It's a good
points.
Jane Silent Bob reference.
This
Thank
one's
you.
worth 5 points, so you could win it still.
Suddenly,
Wow. Okay.
there you go.
Do I really look that dejected? Is it that?
I got Jade Cocoon.
You got
for
Jade
crying
Cocoon.
out loud.
I didn't think you were
That-
going to get Jade Cocoon.
That should be worth
Nope. Too late.
20 for crying out loud. Okay.
All right, Greg, this one's for PlayStation 1.
Okay.
If you're a fan of silly ass Japanese fighting flicks, you'll love this. It has all the same elements: dumb storyline, laughable translation, and outrageous fighting moves. They should have gone the extra inch and made this a full parody of the whole genre. The fighting engine is okay, if not a little awkward. The special moves are creative, but far too prevalent. Some more traditional moves would be nice. Check this one out for its cheese appeal alone.
What? Did it say in there if it was a fighting game or a brawler? Because I missed it.
I don't believe it did.
I don't. The fighting engine is okay, if not a little awkward. The special moves are creative, but far too prevalent. More traditional moves would be nice. Check this one out for its cheese appeal alone.
For the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
PlayStation 1.
I don't. I'm completely drawing a blank. I don't know.
Okay.
Was there a Clay Fighter on the PS1? I don't think there was. There's one on the 64.
I'm certainly not going to tell you.
I wasn't asking you. I was just sort of thinking out loud.
I don't know.
I mean, unless you wanted to tell me.
Maybe.
Yeah, Clay Fighter 2. Why not?
There was a Clay Fighter game that was supposed to come out for PS1, but it was canceled,
Okay.
I believe.
There we go.
The only thing that pops into my head, and I'm guessing it's not this, is Jackie Chan Stuntmaster.
Oh,
But I bet
Good-
they would have
good
name checked
guess.
Jackie Chan in the review.
Yeah, they would have name checked Jackie Chan. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the answer is Evil Zone. Remember Evil Zone?
I think I might remember the cover to that.
Sure, that was a game.
It
me
was
look
a
up
game.
PS1.
PS1 Evil Zone.
Yes, I do
Zone.
remember this cover. Oh my god. By Ukes
Oh,
Ukes.
yeah.
and
Yeah.
Titus Interactive.
I remember that cover, but yeah, I've never
I never played it. Yeah.
It's a green cover with an anime lady on the front.
That's
She-
correct.
She's
Anime lady on the front.
she's
correct.
she's got a some sort of like staff weapon that she is holding.
In fact, if I
menacing
remember,
fashion.
there was some. Maybe it's not this one, but there was a game that Acclaim was publishing that was a PS1 fighter that was very anime inspired.
Is that Psychic Zone?
Oh, okay, Psychic Zone.
You guys have way better
Or no,
memories about PlayStation 1 games than I do.
Psychic Force.
Yeah,
Psychic Force. Yeah.
And I didn't remember if that actually did come out or if it got switched to Evil Zone.
Psychic Force did come out.
It did come out. Okay, they were kind of similar games though.
Apparently there was a Psychic Force 2 or Psychic Force 2012 on Dreamcast,
Oh, really?
according to Wikipedia.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, from
Huh.
Taito.
Interesting.
So
So not Ukes.
no.
Yeah.
Psychic
Right, Evil Zone.
Psychic Force was a Taito game that Acclaim had licensed.
I see.
Yes.
Well, Phil, you are our winner.
Darn tootin' I am.
With what, 2 points? Was it
2 points.
2 points? That's enough.
Let's be fair.
1 point.
1.5.
One and a half. Yeah.
Because that Pokemon one was kind of a gimme.
Pokemon
But-
Snap, yeah.
But on the same same time, Jade Cocoon, man, who would have gotten
Jade
that?
Cocoon.
Who
I
would've
know.
got me?
Seriously.
Just me,
Seriously.
baby. Just me.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being such good sports with these review games.
We always are.
And thank you to our listeners and Patreon backers who make this after show possible. And hopefully the video
you.
version is a thing that you guys can watch. And if you want to, you don't have to.
Most
Way to
things
sell
are
it,
things you
CJ.
can. Most things are things you can watch if you want to.
It's
I mean,
it's here for you if you want to watch it. You don't have to though. Just saying.
yeah.
But anyway, yes, thank you very much for your patronage. We appreciate your support completely.
Yes.
Greg would not have come to PAX were it not for
Yes.
the lovely backers that back this show. So there you
Yes,
go.
sir. Thank you very much.
Lovely.
If you have an idea for a quiz that we can do on the show, you can email it to player1podcast@gmail.com. And if you want to do like a Jeopardy style game, there's the website jeopardylabs.com that makes that super easy. You can just email the link to player1podcast.com and we'll do that on the show. That's it. So we'll see everybody next